We're joined tonight by men's basketball juniors Steve Simonds and Zach Blodgett, following a thrilling 80-72 GNAC quarterfinal victory over Suffolk University. Guys, a little bit tighter than maybe people would have thought. A hungry young Suffolk team comes in here and kind of gives you guys all you can handle. Just talk about the pace of play and how you guys were able to come out with a win at the end.
Well, as coaches said all year, the further you get in the season, the games are just going to get closer. Everyone's fighting for their lives, and the pace of play was fast. I think that it was probably faster at some points than we wanted, but we were able to capitalize.
You know, Suffolk, they wanted to come in and, you know, they wanted the same thing we wanted, so we just had to play our game. We tried to slow it down. They wanted to run. They wanted to put up points. They scored more points than us, and we're one of the leading teams in defensively, so that's what we do.
That's true. Suffolk, a very young team, not one senior on their roster. So they come in here, like you say, they're hungry. They showed up to play, and also probably more than anything else is their three-pointers fell, 13 for 30. And they had a couple of guys, they had three different players make at least three. You guys, the top three-point shooting team in the conference, not so much. So it seemed like later in the game you started to just drive in the paint, and that's when success started to come. Was that kind of a philosophical change?
I mean, some nights the ball's not going to go in from three, but you can't let that be the determining factor of a loss. So you got to step up in different ways. Blodgett obviously is a good driver and shooter, but I think him and Rome and some other guys, Maddie, were able to really get into the paint and effectively.
You know, our offense is based on cuts and open threes. As coach wants layups first and threes second and free throws third. So they were playing defense where they're sitting in the paint, so we couldn't get cuts, we couldn't get backdoor layups. So they were leaving us open for threes, but we just weren't knocking them down, but we beat them in other aspects of the game, and that's why we won.
Now, you've defeated Suffolk 3 times this year, and there's an old saying in basketball, it's really tough to beat a team 3 times in a basketball season, in a college or high school season. The first time you played them, you beat them by 20-some points. The second time was here, and it was a close game, and this was also close. How do you explain, it seems like a rivalry is kind of coming here. These guys, there's some young players, like I said, But talk about kind of that Suffolk rivalry that might be budding with this team that you've played 3 times and beat all 3 times.
Well, Suffolk told the LaSalle coach on the last game of the season that they wanted to play us in the playoffs, and that kind of sparked something for us. They think that they can come into our place, their place, and they think we're one of the easiest teams to beat out of the top 3 teams. Johnsonville's numbers, they want to play us. And we kind of took that as a chip on the shoulder, and we came out and we took care of it.
Yeah, they definitely said that. So
interesting.
We took note.
Now, this program has had a long history of the senior tradition, and I know Coach Santacola, he's always speaking of things like that, and back to his days when he played, getting the seniors another game must have been a big part of what tonight was, and you accomplished that. I know the seniors don't talk about it a lot, but I think you guys as underclassmen know that, hey, we want to prolong the season as far as we can. And now we got another home game on Thursday. Talk about what that means to your guys and your team.
Well, it's exactly like you said. They don't want to talk about it, and I don't think that we really want to talk about it. I don't think it's been mentioned between us as a crew, but I think we all recognize the importance of it because as a senior, this is their last go-about. So we're fighting as a team to get them more games. So Thursday, we're doing the same thing. You know, we need to get them another game.
Those 3 seniors, they bring it every night. Those 4 seniors, they bring it every night. So it's up to us and the bench and the rest of the players, even if they're not playing, we got to bring the extra stuff. They bring it every night, and we're playing for them, and Coach says that we need to give them more games.
Yep.
It's funny, everybody has a role, even good old KB Krubel-Werke, who maybe doesn't have the minutes he wants, but he came in, played 5 minutes, and played a role. He grabbed a couple big boards, had 3 points, just kind of sparked something right during a window there where maybe Suffolk was starting to come back. Stevie tonight, 21 points. 12 of those points from the free throw line, and you're just getting hacked at the end of the game. Talk about your effort tonight. Obviously, free throws were falling, but what else was working for you? What maybe wasn't falling for you?
I didn't shoot that well tonight, to be honest. I had a couple of layups early, but I'm just confident from the line, so I know if I get the ball at the end of the game, I'm making those. It's my role, and I need to hit those. It's too big for the team not to hit those. So
right. It seems like teams around the conference they know that.
Yeah.
And they're not going after you so much when you have the ball late in the game. Your free throws, like the number of free throws you've made this year have gone way down from last year.
Yeah.
Your percentage is still great, but the
Yeah.
number you've made. And Blodge, kind of a fan favorite around here. These fans here at the Alphonse Center love you, man. When you pull down a big board, 9 rebounds, 9 points tonight, but it seemed like every rebound you pulled down was big. 6 offensive boards. It seems like you kind of have a knack for grabbing those. Just talk about your progression as a player in the paint.
Coach said that we don't have a single player averaging over 6 rebounds on the team. So he was just looking for that one person that needs to rebound. And it's crazy that Nick doesn't get over 6 rebounds a game. That was a big stat that I just noticed. But, they just weren't boxing me out. I just kept doing it over and over again. If they didn't want to box me out, and that's what Coach wants me to do. He wants me to rebound and play defense.
Well, you guys are going to play the winner of Johnson & Wales and Anna Maria. Anna Maria is kind of a team that's in a rebuilding year maybe, but they've gotten better as the year has gone along. And Johnson & Wales is always there. What do you guys? You have one day to practice for whoever it is, and I'm certainly not going to ask you who you would favor to play. But either way, it's a home game. Talk about what it's like to play at home, what that means, that home court advantage for you guys, and what do you think tomorrow's practice will be like?
The biggest factor playing at home is the crowd, and practicing on our court every day, we're used to it. We feel that it's obviously it's the bigger factor that if we're playing down there, they're always going to have somewhat of an advantage. So we feel lucky that we took care of business during the regular season to get 2 home games.
Yeah, I don't think that we're really looking for either team. It doesn't matter because we're going to still go into tomorrow's practicing what we've done all year. We can work on what we do best because I don't think that either team's going to alter that. So I think that we can really have an impact regardless of who we play. I think we're just going to go in with that mindset.
And one last question for you guys. Going into Saturday at LaSalle, you'd won 9 straight, which is the longest streak since '99 for this program. It's quite a string for a basketball season. Going to LaSalle, I know it's a tough place to play. Senior day, they had something to play for, right? I mean, they're hosting tonight as well. What do you think that loss? What do you think that did for you? Was it just another loss? Was it time? So going into the playoffs, it made you more hungry. What do you think of that?
I think it was a wake-up call that any team in this conference could beat anyone on any night. We need to do what Coach tells us every day in practice. And the practice after our loss against LaSalle on Monday, he's stressed, and we watched film today. We watched film yesterday. It was just a big wake-up call that we need to do better than we're playing.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think that we didn't want to come in with a 10-win streak into the playoffs. I think that really prepared us to go, all right, we need to buckle down because anyone can beat anyone. At the end of the season like this, we're all fighting. So we got to be ready every night no matter who we play.
That's something. A mentality like that could have made a difference in a game like tonight. Who knows? All right, guys. Well, congrats on the win. Good luck on Thursday night. Go get them.
Thank you.
Thank you.